Hi guys, welcome to today's video. In today's video, we'll look at part 10 of our alternate rise of civilization. And we will go to, well, Indonesia, where they start expanding into, yes they do, well obviously. And they've discovered those islands, they move down into here. This country moves in too. Probably knew it existed long before they actually explored it. Which leads them to see what it looks like. And then they move into this island, which would be known to us as Java. And then through these islands. Down here. That's what they discover. So the country that led an expedition in there decides to, start conquering this island. And they manage to. And, many countries are doing pretty well. The yellow country's demise is about to begin. Let's use a lighter color than that color. And hopefully it doesn't overlap with anybody else's color. And then cutting the country in two. Which isn't that good because I can still get around. And then moving north of this. Yes, there's an exclave there, guys. With the purple team, with this country moving in and securing lands. They're not going to the Caspian Sea because they don't want to get invaded. Them all being told, do not touch the sea. And as that happens, the fall of the yellow country has officially started. Has officially happened. And then this nation decides to do some expansionism as they take over these lands. And they now look like this. So they're a pretty scary nation, I guess you could say. But are they really? With them invading another country. This nation being the scariest nation, I would say. But keep in mind, this is fast too, that they're expanding. So we're probably going to fall quick. Because over the course of 2 episodes, they've expanded pretty much all the way to the Black Sea. Now they have officially. And they decide maybe Ukraine should be our next target, even though that's not what it's called. It's a green country, which I don't know what I called it. No, I called that one something. And then name all the countries. I'm having moved into Ukraine for full... Not Ukraine. Why do I keep saying that? And then moving into Europe. With them taking over the former glorious nation. This nation used to be united, but then it fell. And it met its demise. With this empire being so strong. With them forcing a nation to join. The first nation to form in this region is now being invaded. It's seeming like this nation's impossible to stop. But as we all know, this nation's probably going to collapse. With a war breaking out. As the purple team viewing they're stronger than the nation to their north. Kinda does something not smart. Instead, they do something erratic. And they invade southern areas of this empire. Which at first goes pretty well. Good for them. But on the other side, after hearing this, well, they launch their own invasion. With this blue kingdom, well, annexing a big chunk of the land. This is a big deal because, well, basically they moved around the front lines. But, it doesn't really matter who wins at this point because they're both meeting their demise. Eventually, or soon, nobody knows, but they will fall eventually. with eventual surrender, and then it gets annexed. But now this empire has gotten too big for its own good. Struggling to control lands, revolts become frequent. Now the new country deciding to form, with a breakaway state forming in this region. And there's nothing done to stop it. To the point where breakaways happen everywhere. Now this super purple team taking over these lands as they declare independence. But not much can be done because they're trying to control such big swaths of land. Not that a little some other nation doesn't mind. That I like to call this empire. With them moving in and taking over a swath of land. With them being told, well, it's going too far. And decides to, well, make a treaty. And them having declared them probably being the strongest nation. With people within this empire now humiliated by the defeat, a lot of independence freak out. Including this new empire. They control over some lands. But there's one more place to declare independence. It was that this empire got too big. And right now seized. Don't get too big. Except one nation, because they can get big, and nothing seems to be stopping them. Although, imagine this empire. It's pretty similar to another one. It's just moving in and taking stuff over, if you look at it. With overnight, basically, they annex these two nations. With their troops just marching straight in. They almost took the full nation over, but then a little other nation decided to interfere with us. Now we don't have many nations on the map. Well, this northern nation decides they're going to expand. And expand they do. They expand to the north. And yeah. Having North America being in existence with nations is pretty interesting. There isn't many. I think there's just Inca, Aztec, Maya. More probably than I know. And this nation in the south deciding to expand. And them meeting up with this nation. This nation, I would say, will fall after a few more videos. Saying the next episode, it will fall. But that's the next episode, we all know. And that's pretty much all for today's video that I can think of to do. Wait 1 second, let's go to Africa before we end the video. Because Africa seems like a great place to go to. Even though there's a country forming, basically Namibia. In the last few expansions, with eventually this area being conquered. I would say, well, what year would it have to be to say I'm being... Well, I mean, that's kind of hard to say. What year since we started? Probably 2000. And this is year 2000, guys. Even though we didn't have the BCs. So, yeah. But there's still some division to do. And that's all for today's video. Please like, subscribe, and comment. Wild Mapper out, but not until you subscribe. Bye, guys.